Okay, boys and girls, so this week for homework, you guys have the story Fire and Ice. And as usual, on Mondays, we read and annotate. So we're going to go ahead and read Fire and Ice. I'm going to read that to you. And then you can go ahead and do today for math. You guys are multiplying using partial products. Multiplying using partial products. Okay, Fire and Ice. In the far North Atlantic, just barely below the Arctic Circle, is a small island country called Iceland. If you are passing by it in a cruise ship one summer day, you might wonder why it's called Iceland, since its coast is so grassy and inviting. In truth, only the coast of Iceland is green, and only in summer. Almost all of the people who live in Iceland have their homes along the coast. A large plateau takes up most of Iceland. A plateau is land that is high and flat like a tabletop. Island's high tabletop land covers the middle of the island. Covering part of Iceland's plateau is a thick black crust. It was created thousands of years ago as the island's 200 volcanoes erupted. When volcanoes erupt, they spit out hot lava. When lava cools, it hardens. Huge sheets of ice called glaciers cover another large part of Iceland's plateau. Some of these glaciers have lakes of melted ice in them. Iceland also has more hot springs than any other place in the world, and the country has many hot water geysers too. Geysers are springs of hot water that erupt into the air. Contrary to what many people believe, the weather never gets very cold in Iceland, even in January. This is partly because ocean currents bring warmer water up from the south. This helps to keep the air temperature from getting very cold. This small island is special in many ways. In the middle are volcanoes, hot springs, and frozen glaciers. In other parts, however, you can find grassy areas. The first people to explore this island must have been surprised. Who would expect to find both volcanoes and glaciers on one small island? Okay, so then here we have multiply using partial products. Okay, so when we estimate, boys and girls, basically estimating is, estimate means that you are going to be guessing what the answer would be for this problem. Okay, so in this first problem, what they did was they had you estimate, but I don't know if we are wanting you to do that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have you skip the estimating. Okay, go ahead and skip this part. You don't have to worry about estimating and just work out the problem. Okay, so yeah, so for this one, you have estimate, so 640 times 3. So how would you do that? So obviously, we would do 0 times 3, that's 0. 4 times 3 is 12. And then 3 times 6 is 18. And then plus 1 is 19. Now, if you wanted to use the box method, you could obviously totally do that. It's up to you. Okay, so we have 600. Then we have 40 and 0. Okay, so 600 times 3. Then you have 40 times 3. And then you have 0 times 3. Okay, so you can go ahead and do those, either the box method or standard method with these problems here. But I would say don't worry about estimating. We're not worried about estimating right now. We're just worried about the actual multiplication part.